and here we are at the Twin City Film Fest 2021, day 9th, and I'm your host, Gabby Del Moro. And next to me here at the red carpet, dear friend of mine, Andrés Parra and Eva Parra with Terminally Optimistic. How you guys doing today?
We're good.
Great. A little anxious, but great.
You guys look great. Love your hat.
Thank you, thank you. It's a wedding present.
Love it. Well, great taste. So here we are to talk about your documentary, Terminally Optimistic. So what made you jump into this journey of doing this film?
Is that for me? All right. Well, what made me, don't touch the microphone, sorry. Well, through this journey, I've always been hearing Eva and other friends as she goes through with a support group that there were some things that were not said that people don't know about metastatic breast cancer. And there needs to be, for example, a need for more research for this group because there's a lot of research for early detection and prevention, but the metastatic stage 4 breast cancer is a little segregated. And we know that with more research, there will be more trials, there will be more ways of treating this disease to make it a chronic disease and not a terminal disease. That was one of the main focus of the film.
Was it a tough decision to, when you guys talk about jumping into doing this film, to go ahead and go with it?
I'm a little bit of a reluctant person in terms of being on camera. But I agree. I think it's so important, especially when you think about like all the women in their 30s who have kids. And it's just heartbreaking to see them get breast cancer and die.
Now, even though you were reluctant, you put your story out there, you put yourself out there. How was that experience for you?
It's a little scary, and it's even scarier watching it on the big screen. But again, I think it's just so important that people know and put money towards research. I think it's so important.
I'm so proud of her that she decided to go in all the way because she was reluctant to, you are vulnerable when you are on the screen, but she went in, and then as the further we went into the film, the more, much more comfortable she got, and there were more ideas that came from her as to which other issues within metastatic breast cancer we had to address.
Now, we talked about her being in the film, but you also put yourself out there. So how was it for you? Because here you were in the film, you directed, produced it, edited. I mean, talk to me a little bit about your experience in this whole journey.
Well, she was reluctant. I was doubly reluctant to be in the film because, yes, I can have people, the subjects of the film try to, gain their trust and be comfortable on camera and asking the different questions to get places and, put them at ease. Hard for me to do the same thing. So it was very, very tough. In fact, I had to do it a few times because I was not happy with my responses. I didn't come across as, I don't know, whatever it was. But eventually I did. And then another dear friend of mine who's also a documentarian said, well, you have to be in the film because it's your story as well.
Absolutely. So from the moment that you guys decided to jump on this, how long it took you by the time you say, okay, we're done and I'm done and this is what it is?
You mean how long it took to make? Yeah. Well, I would say about 3 years. All when everything was said and done, from the whatever planning we did to the production, and the editing obviously was the one that took the longest. I would say editing took at least a year, on and off, because this is not something that you work on every day. But 3 years total.
So when you started with this project, I imagined you had a vision of what you wanted to accomplish. Did you deviate from that as you were going through the journey of, going through the project, or do you pretty much stay on track? Or did you decide at that in the middle that, you know what, we have to detour to this is more important, or any of that?
I think overall we stayed on course as to what the original thought was, or the objective of the film, or the purpose of the film. And yes, we did move around in adding more more things to the film or taking some things away. It's more of a journey of their life journey more so than a medical film. I'm not here to teach anybody about what is metastatic breast cancer or the statistics, that kind of thing from physicians. It's about what it's like to live with metastatic breast cancer. And I think we accomplished that. What do you think?
I do. I think we did. Yes.
Well, I have a question for you. How are you feeling? You look great.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm feeling good. I always say considering. But I think overall I'm doing very well. And it's a miracle. It really feels like a miracle.
Well, I think it's a blessing to be able to have you here in the red carpet with us while your film is going to be on screen. So I think that's a blessing to have you with us. So that's great. Now, what is next for Terminally Optimistic?
What is next? Well, it's been doing well in the film festival circuit. I have it. It will be available on Vimeo, on Vimeo on demand. So I want to get it out as wide as possible to be available for the audiences, and then perhaps other groups that are more involved into cancer research. There's one of the main organizations that I want to make this available to is it's called Metavivor, and that they focus solely on research for metastatic breast cancer, and all the proceeds go straight to research. So that is something that you don't find very often, and it's metavivor.org.
Yeah, and a lot of the times people will get confused or are not educated of the difference between just breast cancer and metastatic breast cancer. So that is what you're trying to point out in this film, right?
Yes, and more so that stage 4 breast cancer, metastatic breast cancer, is not an immediate disease that will kill you, that there is life within that, and that's why we need more research, because has been proven that with more medical trials we can further the lives of those who are suffering from metastatic breast cancer. So that's what we're hoping for.
Well, thank you so much.
Can I just say one other thing?
Oh, please.
So I just wanted to say that we want to honor Kim and Chrissy, who are in this movie with us, and we miss them dearly.
That's beautiful, and we wish they could be here with us.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We couldn't have made it without them, and we're so honored and blessed that they were able to join us on this film.
Well, your film is definitely very moving, and I think it's a film of hope for a lot of people that are going through it, and also it's a big lesson for the ones that are not the healthy ones, for not taking things for granted. So thank you so much for putting together this. Thank you for sharing your story, and good luck with everything with the film.
Thank you.
And to you, please stay tuned for some more films and interviews. Thank you for watching, and I'm your host. How was that?